In the modulation, the important part is a antenna. And last time already we have discussed that what should be the length of the antenna. If you remember that the required length of the antenna is given by L is equal to lambda, or it is lambda by 2, or it is lambda by 4. What is lambda? Lambda is the wavelength of the signal which you want to transmit. And suppose the frequency of the information signal is a 1 kilohertz, then we have calculated the required length of the antenna is 3 into 10 raised to 5 meter. So 3 lakhs kilometer, 3 lakhs meter you require, and we know that practically it is impossible to construct this much length of the antenna. Then we have seen that instead of a 1 kilohertz, if I will transmit a frequency of a 10 megahertz, then the length of the antenna will be only a 30 meters. Or if we take a criteria of lambda by 2, then it is a 15 meters, or it is a 7.5 meters if we have the criteria of lambda by 4. So here you can say that if instead of a low frequency like a 1 kilohertz, if we transmit a frequency of 10 megahertz, then the length of the antenna is going to be very short, and therefore you require a mod, because we cannot transmit a low frequency directly, but we can transmit a high frequency. So whatever the information signal is there, this information signal has to be superposed on a higher frequency, and that process is called a modulation process. So today we will see how we can superpose the signal. Okay, so if you are talking about a information signal, then let us say my information signal is a kind of a sine wave. It is of a lower frequency. So here we can say that f is equal to a 1 kilohertz. Then if we are talking about a higher frequency, now for the higher frequency, wavelength is going to be a very small. So our high frequency will look like this, and let us say this frequency is of a 10 megahertz. Now mathematically if we see that this information signal, it is a kind of a sine wave, so we can write this signal as a V is equal to Vm sine omega mt. Remember here in technical language, information signal is known as a modulating signal. And whatever the high frequency is there, it is called a carrier signal. So information signal we can write as Vm is equal to Vm sine omega mt, and its carrier signal we can write as Vc is equal to Vc sine omega ct plus phi. Remember that any AC signal we can represent with the help of this kind of a mathematical expression. Now, if you look at this expression, then it has a three different characteristics. So, one of the characteristics of the AC signal, that is called a amplitude. That is a amplitude. Then another characteristic is called a frequency. And third characteristic, if we see, then this bracket. Here remember, omega ct is representing a kind of an angle. This phi is also representing an angle, and it is known as the initial phase of the signal. So here, when we are talking about this bracket, then it is called a phase, total phase of the signal, or it is also known as the angle of the signal. So, whenever we have AC signal, we can describe this AC signal by a amplitude, frequency, and phase. Now, in a modulation, whenever your low frequency is going to be superposed on this high frequency, then one of the characteristics you have to change, either to change the amplitude or a frequency or the phase, and accordingly we have a different types of the modulation. So when this amplitude, remember, when the amplitude of this AC signal is changing as my amplitude of the modulating signal. Remember, modulating signal is go on increasing, decreasing, again increase, decrease, and accordingly if we change the amplitude of this carrier wave, then it is known as amplitude modulation. But remember that during this process, the frequency as well as the phase, you can say this total phase is, let us say, theta, then this phase of the AC signal has to be remain constant. That is known as amplitude modulation. So, however, your amplitude of the modulating signal is changing, accordingly we have to change the amplitude of the carrier wave. So this is the one of the method. In short, we call this as AM. Then the another method for the modulation is where we are changing the frequency of the carrier wave. So as my amplitude or as the instantaneous value of the module signal is changing, then it will change the frequency of the carrier wave. So here the frequency will increase and the frequency is going to decrease. If your amplitude is go on increasing, the frequency of the carrier wave will increase. If the amplitude of the modulating signal is go on decreasing, then the frequency of the carrier wave is also go on decreasing. And that kind of the process is known as a frequency modulation. In frequency modulation, here the Fc is going to change, but the amplitude of the carrier wave as well as the total phase of the carrier wave is going to remain constant. This process is known as frequency modulation. In short, we call this as a FM. Now already you are familiar with the FM station and you are also listening the different FM station. So whatever the signal they are transmitting it is a FM wave, and also your receiver is going to receive a FM wave. Then the third type of the modulation is where the total angle is going to change. So as my amplitude of the modulating signal is changing, then the phase of the signal, total phase of the signal is going to change, and it is known as a phase modulation. In phase modulation, here remember Fc and the amplitude of the carrier wave both are going to be a constant. So what it means, here the phi is going to change. That initial phase, if you change, then we call this as a phase modulation. But here if you look at this omega Ct plus phi, omega Ct plus phi, then if we are changing the omega C, then it is called a frequency modulation. If you are changing a phi, then it is called a phase modulation. But here, whenever the frequency is going to change or the phase is going to be changed, ultimately the total phase of the signal or total phase of the carrier wave is going to change. So you can say it is nothing but it is also known as angle modulation. So you can say the frequency modulation as well as the phase modulation is nothing but it is a part of the angle modulation. Now let us see that what is the amplitude modulation and how this lower frequency will be superposed on a carrier wave. So after the superposition of this modulating signal on a carrier wave, the waveform will be like this. This is known as amplitude modulated wave. Now, what is the difference between the carrier wave and modulated wave? So, if you look at this, the frequency of this carrier wave as well as the frequency of this modulated wave, it is same. In both the case, we are not changing the frequency. But here if you see the envelope of the signal either on a positive side or if you see on a negative side, then the shape of this envelope is identical to the shape of your carrier wave. Means you can say whatever the carrier wave is there, it is superposed on your whatever the modulating signal is there, it is superposed on the carrier wave. So this is the amplitude modulated wave. Now we have to look at how we can describe this carrier wave mathematically. Mathematically we can describe the modulating signal, carrier wave. Now I want to write what will be the expression for this kind of the modulated wave. So here we can say the modulating signal is written as Vm sine omega mt. Correct? Then this carrier wave we can write as Vc is equal to Vc sine omega ct plus phi. Now remember that during this amplitude modulation, the frequency as well as the phase is going to remain constant. It means in the mathematical expression of the amplitude modulated wave, this part is not going to change. So we can describe the AM wave in this manner. AM wave is written as V is equal to, now sine omega ct plus 5, I will write as it is because during this process both the parameters is going to remain constant. But here the carrier is changing. So here the amplitude is going to change. So we can write the amplitude of this signal in this way, that is original amplitude of the carrier wave Vc plus it is going to change according to how my modulating signal is going to change. So this is a new amplitude. Remember Vc plus Vn into sine omega ct. We can describe the amplitude modulated wave using this expression. Now, if we open the bracket or we write what is Vm, then it is Vm sine omega mt into we have sine omega ct plus phi. Correct? So now in this expression we can take a Vc common. So this is written as 1 plus Vm by Vc sine omega mt into sine omega ct. Here we consider that the initial phase of the signal is 0 or it is not going to change. So that initial phase is not going to take part during this modulation process. So whatever the ratio of Vm by Vc is there, it is defined as modulation index. So we can write that Vc into 1 plus Ma sine omega mt into a sine omega ct. So this is nothing but it is a mathematical expression of a amplitude modulated wave. So here what we have defined, that is the Ma, and Ma is written as it is a ratio of amplitude of the modulating wave to the amplitude of the carrier wave. Normally this modulation index is measured in percentage, so here we have to multiply with 100. So modulation index, sometimes it is also known as the modulation depth. Remember, so it is called modulation index or it is called modulation depth. So basically what this indicates, modulation index is very important in the process, that it is indicating that how much amount of your information signal is superposed on the carrier wave. This modulation index can be a 20%, 30%, 50%, or it can be a 100% also. So actually in a practically the modulation index must be greater than 90%. Remember, whenever the signal is going to be transmitted through a transmitter, then the modulation index must be greater than 90%. Means the more and more information is going to be carried by your carrier wave. So now in the next lecture, we will see that how to measure this modulation index, because the modulation index is very important. So practically how we can measure this modulation index, as well as we will also see, we will expand this equation and then you will find a number of the terms, and that whatever the number of the terms are there, they are also very important in the communication process. So next lecture we will see about the modulation index as well as the side band produced in this amplitude modulation.